Hey guys, I'm just doing an instructional video today on factorising algebraic expressions. So when you factorise something, you're just putting the brackets back in by using the highest common factor. So the highest common factor in the expression goes outside the brackets and then everything else goes back in. So highest common factor, remember, is the highest number or term or a combination of both that goes into both terms in the expression. So I've chosen an easy one to start off with. So first of all, between the 4 and the x there's multiply. Okay, and I'm not going to write that out in expanded form. But we're looking at the numbers 4 and the numbers 2. And the highest number that goes into both of those is 2. So our HCF is 2. Okay. So I rewrite each of the terms, so this is a term here, and this is a term here, using 2 as a product. So we put our highest common factor in. What do I have to multiply 2 by to get 4x? I have to multiply it by 2 and the x. So this is, I'm just going to write it over here, 2 times 2 times x. 2 times 2 is 4x, okay? Plus, I put my highest common factor down. What do I have to multiply 2 by to get 2? That is 1, and you must write that, okay? So then we are left with our 2 terms, okay? You must have 2 terms in, I guess you call this the expanded form using your HCF. Okay, so rewrite as a product of HCF. Okay, then the HCF goes outside the brackets. I'm just going to get rid of this now. So we put our HCF outside the brackets, so that's our 2. And then we've got bracket. Now what's left out of this term here when we take that 2 out? We've got 2x. Remember, this means 2 times 2x. Then we've got the plus that we bring down here. Then we've got 2 times 1. Okay, so that's factorising that. And check it by expanding. So if you were to expand this, the 2 multiplies everything inside. So 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times 1 is 2. So that gets your thing up there. Okay, so let's do another one now. Let's do a subtraction one. So let's say we have 9x subtract 6. Okay, so we're looking at our 9 and our 6. And the highest common factor is, so the highest common factor equals 3. Okay, the highest number that goes into both of those. So here though, our last step, so our first step is find the HCF. Our second step is to rewrite it as a product of the HCF. And our third step is to put the HCF outside brackets. Okay? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so first step, find your HCF. Second step, rewrite each of the terms as a product of the HCF. So we write our number 3. 3 times what is 9x? We've got to multiply it by 3 to get 9, and then by x to get the x in. And then I subtract. 3 times what is 6? We've got 3 times 2. Okay, so our third step is put the HCF outside. So we've got 3 bracket. What's left here is 3x. Subtract comes down, and then 2 happens there. Okay, so 9x subtract 6. The highest common factor is 3. We rewrite it using the 3 So rewrite it using the highest common factor 3 as a product of the highest common factor. So if you look at 9x, that becomes 3 times 3 times x. If we look at the 6, that becomes 3 times 2, and then the subtraction follows down. Then the HCF goes outside the bracket, and everything in black goes inside the bracket, and you must look at what this sign is, and that comes down inside the bracket. Okay, now I'm going to do some that has variables in the HCF. Okay, so let's say we have 4x squared plus 2x. Okay, so this is very, very similar to the first one we did, 4x plus 2. Okay, except now we've got x as well. So I'm going to rewrite this in expanded form first. You don't have to do this, obviously, but I'm just doing it to explain it to you. Okay, so this is one term here, and this is another term here. Actually, I'm going to rewrite that with multiplication there as well. Okay, and the highest number that goes into both is 2. And there's also x, because x is on both sides. So it's 2 times x, which is 2x. Okay, our highest common factor is 2x. So now we rewrite each term. We've got 2 times x is our HCF. 2 times what is 4? 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 accounts for this 4. The times x accounts for that x. We've still got another x left. Okay? So 2 times x times 2 times x plus highest common factor is 2 times x. What do I have to times 2 times x by to get 2 times x? I have to multiply it by 1. Okay? So I'm going to rewrite that in shortened form. So I've got 2x times 2x plus 2x times 1. Okay? So now we rewrite. So we've rewritten each term as a product of the HCF. Now we put the HCF outside the brackets and everything else goes inside. Okay, so 2x goes outside. Times, what's left here in this term is just 2x. So the 2x comes down. And plus, what's left here when the 2x goes outside the bracket is just the 1. Okay, so that's factorising expressions where you've got variables in both terms. So the variable forms part of your HCF. And always check your factorising that when you expand it, you end up with the same answer. So 2 times 2 is 4. X times x is x squared, so that's 4x squared. 2x times 1 is 2x, and we've got a plus is 4x squared plus 2x. Okay, so you just work through that in your head. Is fine. I might do a negative one, so I'll have to move the computer over. Once again, just pause the video as I go, write the notes down as I go. So this time we've got 15x squared subtract 10x. Okay. 15x squared subtract 10x. So you can rewrite this in long form if you like. Equals 15 times x subtract 10 times x. So the highest common factor we know at this point is x, because x is in both sides. So it's something x, and we also know that 5 goes into both of those, so it's 5x. So rewrite it as a product of your highest common factor. So 5x comes out. What do I have to times the 5 by to get 15? I have to times it by 3. And I need another x in here because I've got x squared. Okay? So this would expand to 5 times 3 times x. That's 15, and that's x squared. Okay? Sorry, you couldn't quite see that, what I just did there. Then we rewrite this. 5 times what is 10 is 2. So we take our 5x out and we have to multiply it by 2. And that's it because we've already got the x here. Okay? If we had another x here, it would mean you've got an exponent on your x, and we don't. We've got an exponent here, so we must have 2 lots of x's over here. All right, so then we rewrite it. Step 3, remember, is rewriting it with the HCF outside. The HCF was 5x, okay, which you've written over here. So 5x goes outside the brackets. In this term here, the 3x is all that's left. This is times. Times is here, remember? 5x times what? 5x times 3x. What goes next? Subtract. And then it's 5x times what? It's 5x times 2. Okay, 5x times 2. And then quickly in your head, 5x times 3x is 15x squared. 5x times 2, 2 lots of 5x is 10x, with a subtraction in between. Okay, so we'll fix that. So that's factorising algebraic expressions. The first ones we did were, where x is not raised to any power, and these ones here, x is raised to the power of 2, so it's a quadratic expression. Okay.